Alright, so in this video, I'm going to discuss how getting the São Tomé and Príncipe citizenship, the direct passport program, 60 days. You can get this passport. This is an African CBI citizenship investment, one of the latest programs to launch. There's a slight advantage over here, and it's to do with the South African permanent residency. Now, don't forget the South African passport is one of the most powerful African passports and the most respected African passports that you can add to your portfolio. It has a direct visa free access to Uruguay, which matters a lot. A lot of my South African clients do Uruguay because of this reason. You can enter the country and pick up your permanent residency. That is the big advantage. So that opens up the Mercosur citizenship possibility in future. But before we get there, let me first discuss some of the advantages of the Sao Tome and Principe citizenship so you can make a decision whether you want this. The price is 95K for a family of four. So it's one of the cheapest possible direct CBI programs that you can consider. So first, let's look at some of the advantages. And then in the second half, I'm going to discuss how this could potentially help you, significantly help you get your eventual South African nationality. So you can potentially have two nationalities from Africa. One would be the weaker starter passport, the STP, and then that can help you on your journey to the more stronger, more reputed, more respected African nationality from South Africa. But before I deep dive in these two topics, if you're a regular viewer or if you're a new viewer, please do me a favor, check your subscription status. And if you aren't yet subscribed, please turn that on. It truly helps me get you valuable content, breaking news, and analysis on time. All right, so let's start off first with some of the advantages. I wanted to take a look at the visa free access with you. So, jointly, we can see if this adds any value. And as we go down the list, e visa to Albania, well, it's an e visa, it's not a visa free. So, that does not matter. Bahamas is okay. Not a lot of you would go to Bahamas using this passport. What else does it have? Costa Rica. Well, some people like to strike a residency in Costa Rica. So, yeah, potentially you can use this, go there and pick up the Costa Rica residency. Now, because Costa Rica has a long pathway to citizenship, 7 years plus, not a lot of people use this as a backup plan B option. And then you have Ecuador, which is okay. I think more people prefer the Ecuador route than Costa Rica. So that adds some value. El Salvador does not hurt. What else do we have? E visa to Georgia. This is not good. You want ideally a visa free to Albania and Georgia. It does not have that. So I see that as a slight disadvantage. And then if you go down the list, what else does it have? Malaysia. Now, Malaysia is a staple. It is available on most passports, which is one real good thing. You can strike an MM2H. If shit hits the fan, this is one location that will be available on any passports. It's always good to study Malaysia, to keep it ready. So let's say you want to move there, you can strike the MM2H. It's a semi-golden visa. I say semi because 2 months is the physical time you got to commit to Malaysia. Not a lot of people are immediately ready for that. It's something that you can afford if the situation demands, but this passport allows you that option. So I do see Malaysia as a good thing. What else do you have on this passport? Panama, always good because it's a territorial jurisdiction. A big tax advantages in Panama, not an active option for a lot of people. Now, some people will go there, but a lot of people won't go there necessarily, but they want to have the option of Panama. Panama is good if you, let's say, want to get the Sao Tome and Principe. Let's say you have the Panama travel passport, the 2 week option, right? You strike this. You're not going through the whole citizenship process, a lightweight layer, but it assists you with that Sao Tome option. You're a Sao Tome citizen, but then you can hold the Panama travel passport. So that's a potential big advantage right there, and some people pursue that actively. So that's a good thing. Philippines, well, yeah, it's maybe useful. I wouldn't say it's useful. It's okay. There's a lot of other good places where you can move or relocate if things go wrong. So Philippines is not the best location for visit. Yes. Now here you go. This is kind of the main part, South Africa. But let me come back to South Africa. Let's just go down the list and see if there's anything else. Well, nothing else much. So let's come back to South Africa. South Africa has a direct permanent residency. This is one of the most popular options in it was in 2025 and now is picking up even more. A lot of my clients ask for South Africa because it's through donation. It's a dateless, lifelong, permanent residency in an English speaking country. Forget about the safety, right? Let's not even go there. You don't have to live there. It's a paper residency. So let's be a little smart about this. It's all about the eventual benefit. It's about why you're getting this. You're getting this for a certain reason. Maybe it requires that. It requires the country to be a certain way. It requires the country to be of a certain profile, and it's not for everyone. So if you want to sit and bash this, good luck for you. This is not your option. Maybe you like something else, but for the right kind of candidate, they see the value of having a permanent residency in South Africa. Maybe you need it, maybe you don't, but this is through donation. It's a flexible permanent residency, dateless, lifelong. Dateless has its own value, and you got to enter the country once in every 3 years. So let's say you do the Panama, you do the South Africa, both are possible on the Sao Tome passport. You get the travel passport. Let's say you strike the South Africa FIP, financially independent permit. What's the donation amount is 6,800. And once you get the approval, that's when you're giving the donation. So not a bad option at all. Yes, it does lead to citizenship. This is a permanent residency. So you wait for 5 years, then do the minimal physical presence. Let's say you do the final year in South Africa. You apply for the nationality. You do it and you keep it and it let it happen, right? So it'll take its own time. But once you get that South African nationality, it's a seed that you're planting. And in future, you get the rewards. It's just like the Portugal Golden Visa. It's a seed that you plant. Forget about it. The right time comes to the right thing, and then you get the benefit. And it doesn't mean a whole lot. You think, okay, wait a minute, 5 years, I don't know whether I'm going to need this, not going to need this. Forget about it. Don't think too much. As you plant the seed, after 5 years, time flies and suddenly you're there and maybe you need it, right? When you need it, you have it, and it's a low hanging fruit. I like low hanging fruits. A lot of you like low hanging fruits. So I think it makes a lot of sense. Now let's get to the respect element about the passport. A lot of these CBI programs have very bad reputation. What a lot of people think, and this is a way of thinking, and each one thinks differently, but what a lot of people think is when they're getting a passport, it's not about the strength of the passport necessarily, right? Of course, it is to some extent, but it's also about the respect of the passport. Now, if you look at products like Vanuatu, the respect element somewhere is questionable, in my opinion, right? And this is my personal opinion. This is not immigration advice or anything, but a lot of people know about Vanuatu and who we are we talking about. If you tell your friends, hey, I got a citizenship from Vanuatu, they're going to be like, hey, what's that? Where's that? We never heard about it. Was it a country? That could be their response. But we're not talking about those people. We're talking about border guards. They know about Vanuatu. We're talking about banks. Of course, they know about Vanuatu. So when you present this passport, are you going to use this for travel? Are you going to use this for banking? And if the answer is no, then what are you going to use this for? So that's where the respect matters. And a lot of people want to get an option which does not have that reputation of being a bad, uh, let's not call it bad passport, but a passport with a bad reputation, right? So you want to avoid that reputation. Somewhere it is associated with Vanuatu, in my opinion, because some shady characters, a lot of shady characters may have gotten Vanuatu. So maybe a person might think that way. Sao Tome and Príncipe is fresh. It's a new CBI. No shady characters so far have been reported getting this option. No one has done any crazy stuff using this passport. So it's fresh. It's good for the next 5 to 10 years. Let's say it retains or maintains its decent reputation, then we are good. And even otherwise, if something bad happens, we still have a lot of years to see how this progresses. So you get your insurance policy for that time period. Plus, it has some decent visa-free access around the world, at least a couple of countries or 3 countries that I feel make a difference. South Africa, useful. You have Panama, Very useful. I think that's a very good option to think about, or at least have that in future. And the third one is the Malaysia option. Very useful. You can do the MM2H, you can enter the country, do that. Now, this São Tomé and Príncipe passport, the reason why this is good for South Africa is because you have the visa-free access. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. Let's say if you don't have the visa-free access to South Africa, the FIP has more steps. It's more bureaucratic. It can be done. I'm not saying it cannot be done, but this visa-free access can really speed things up for South Africa. It can absolutely speed things up for Panama, especially if you're thinking of the travel passport or the lifelong permanent residency. And then, of course, it opens the doors for Malaysia. Shit hits the fan, and you can directly go to Malaysia, start the MM2H, be inside, and stay happy till the situation resolves. And the whole idea of all of this is not to use your home country passport, or if they cancel your passport, you can't renew it for some reason, or you simply don't want to expose it or use it for some reason. Some countries are controversial. You don't want to travel as a citizen of your home country. That is where I think Sao Tome and Principe has some interesting use cases. And we are one of the fastest to work with this option if you are interested in pursuing the 95K citizenship Sao Tome and Principe. And you can pair this with other options. You can always click the link, book a call. We can have a quick chat and get you started with this, as well as any other residency that you're looking for. And when I talked about Vanuatu, I still feel in 2026, it's an excellent option if you have some extra cash. And if you're thinking of doing Sao Tome, you have some extra cash, you can also think about doing Vanuatu. Why not have both options if you can afford it? But if budget, or if you're thinking about the cost of all of this, then either option works fine. It has a completely different use case. Who is Vanuatu good for? Vanuatu is particularly good for someone who really cares about the information that you're sharing with the government. They both ask for different sets of information. And a lot of my discussions are surrounding what does the application form really ask you for? Is it a data aggregation tool? And some people are comfortable providing the data, and some people are not comfortable providing the data. So Vanuatu checks a lot of those boxes where it makes you feel comfortable when you're sharing with the government. So it's kind of useful in that sense. Now, if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And before you go, one very important question I wanted to ask you: what do you think between Vanuatu and Sao Tome and Principe? Which is a better CBI? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and let me know why, because a lot of people are interested in knowing others' thoughts. It helps them make that decision. All right, catch you in the next one.